What's on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering. By the way, are you ready for tonight's debate extravaganza? Got prizes, $70 Amazon cards. We've got bingo. We've got everything. You're going to want to be a part of that stream at 8 Eastern. Only on that Mean Green website. You know the one I'm talking about. It's right up there. Look me up. It's going to be a lot of fun tonight. We'll be doing some live fact checking and so much more. Some new news in the Dr. Disrespect story. Some text messages have been released into the public by an individual who, I don't know, the timeline fits. I will say I've been educated by many in my earlier chat when I was live. There are many tools that exist that can fake conversations, that can make DM conversations look real when they're not. This, that, and the other thing. The issue is the time frame really does fit. This individual has pictures with Doc during this time. Doesn't look awesome. I'm 50-50 on whether or not they're real, but we'll look at that. Dr. Disrespect has now been, again, we know nothing. The man has been charged with nothing. Nothing. Okay? They removed him from NBA 2K24. Pretty sure they have actual criminals in that game still. But, you know, they removed him from that. Now, I want to talk about, you know, an interesting thing. So, Z Laner, who basically was a great Call of Duty player, still is, really got taken over the top by Doc. You know, and I think Z Laner has always been very thankful for that fact. Being able to stream with Doc really took him to the next level. I mean, he was popular on his own. I don't want to take that away from him. You know, I think it is weird, you know, that basically you have Z Laner, Tim the Tapman, Nick Merckx all saying basically exactly the same thing. You know, and I think we have a pretty good idea. One thing I want to say, you know, before you know, hardcore Doc fans dislike this video, understand that I am a Champions Club member and have been for years. Nothing has been proven. You know, there's been no crime committed as far as we know. I understand why people feel like they have to distance themselves. But it's, you know, I've given him the benefit of the doubt, and I continue to do so. You know, he said he had this conversation, so that's not up for debate. Everybody else who's doing this, I don't know. You know, we haven't seen the messages. We haven't seen, but none of these guys, I don't know why people would. Here's what I want to say. The reason they're going after Z, Nick Merckx, Tim the Tapman, is because this isn't even about protecting people. This is an ideological battle. Maybe Doc did do maybe he did the worst, right? The only reason these people are brigading on Twitter, forcing Z and Merckx and all these people to put out the same statement, essentially, is because Nick Merckx made fun of the woke community and told them to leave the kids alone. That's why the second the news broke about Doc, it wasn't even about Doc. It was people running and trying to throw it in Nick Merckx's face. They're all like, oh, Nick, what happened to protecting the kids? What happened to protecting the kids? So Nick Merckx said that a year ago, and the woke ideologues have been holding on to that and fuming over it for the past year. This isn't Nick's issue. This isn't Z's issue. This isn't Tim the Tapman's issue, and anybody bringing it up, making them feel like they have to issue statements is dumb. They're coping. These guys, it's not their responsibility. And again, as far as, you know, the P word being thrown around out there, that's obviously extremely disingenuous. There's zero evidence of that. What there is evidence of is seems like Doc got addicted to you know, spicy relationships. Maybe he went down too deep down the rabbit hole with spicy videos, things like that. This appears to be the same timeline, 2017, 2018, when he had the issue that he came out and apologized and stepped out on his wife, this, that, and the other thing. Look, he had an addiction problem, clearly, in that era. That was almost 10 years ago. If he's been living his life righteously, been a good husband, he stopped doing all that stuff, as far as we know, no laws were broken. All we know is that he had some sort of conversation with somebody that he shouldn't have, but we don't even know what was in that conversation. All right? You want to tune out, you want to do, that's fine, but you can't call the guy the P word. He had a problem, obviously, but that was a long time ago, and hopefully he's, righted the ship. Hopefully he's a better man now, a better husband now, because obviously there's probably going to continue to be more stuff come out. Now, this individual released, here they are pictured with Dr. Disrespect. I don't want to give this person any clout because they're very likely faking it. I think it's extremely possible that they're faking it. So here they are, took the pic. This is a biological man in this photo, by the way, along with Doc. So people are having a little bit of fun with this. But you can see this individual says, during the time in 2017 when he was cheating on his wife, which we know is true because he apologized for that publicly. He admitted it publicly. He was also cheating on his wife with not only me, a trans pro, but also another woman, and texting someone that he shouldn't have been. He was taking advantage of me, making me give him cam shows in the promise of partnership. After the cam shows, he went ahead and blocked me. Now, there are many tools that exist to create, DM conversations that look real. That's why I have not been able to independently verify this. But what I will say is the timeline matches. That's all I can say about it. And, before, even if it is real, okay? I was talking to Melanie this morning on our live stream. Let's break this down. Take the other conversation out of it. All this other stuff is just noise. It's a guy who got wrapped up in he cheated on his wife. It makes him a bad husband. True. But I don't really care about if a guy's a good husband or not. I don't watch his content for husband advice or husbandly advice. Perhaps you should watch my content for that. However, all this stuff that people are putting out now just shows that he was stepping out on his wife, which yeah, it's not good. But this is a individual, a biological male that presents as a female, has messages. So they're swiping here. So they're showing that Dr. Disrespect had blocked them, then goes in, finds the DMs, clicks into the DMs, scrolls up. So, it looks fairly real, okay? It looks fairly real. But again, there are tools. I'm trying to be as fair as possible, but this is out there. It's spreading around. I've got to cover it because it's part of the story. I still want to see what was actually sent between him and this other person before completely condemning him. Because if what he sent between him and this other individual that got him banned from Twitch was only borderline, and it wasn't even like that crazy, then all we basically have is a guy who had some infidelity, which really happens like what, 50% of relationships practically. So you see on Stop It, hi doctor, how are you? Photo shoot tomorrow, so nervous. Well, good luck. I'm going to try to get some spicy cosplay images. Then after that, I'm not going to read. Like, he's basically having a very spicy conversation, saying things like yummy. I feel like releasing one right now. I can't, dude. I can't with this. Like, it's got to be so embarrassing for him. I think it's, of course, well within the realm of being able to poke fun at. But all this is him like having basically some one-on-one spicy conversations between him and a biological male who has bolt-ons and presents as a biological. It's like, what is this? Doc, Alex Jones, all these people, like these all people seem to enjoy They seem to be T fans. Of course, here's more. Again, all this does is say Dr. Disrespect. There's no 100% proof that it's him, but it just shows another kind of spicy back and forth conversation. I'm not gonna go too down the road, but ultimately, you can see where this individual is trying to use him to get more partnerships. You see, hey, love, do you know anyone with close that could see if they can get me a Twitch partnership? He said, I've tried. They are pretty locked down right now, focusing on popular games and impact of streamers on those games, unfortunately. Hope all is well. So, I mean, these messages do coincide. I'm not going to... It's very embarrassing stuff if it's real. But we are now in the clout goblin phase of the game. There are many applications that can create, like this one, can create fake DM conversations. I'm just saying, yes, if I'm on a jury and I'm looking at this, it's right around the right timeline when we know he was messaging everybody. It's basically exactly the type of behavior that everybody else has said. Circumstantially, it fits. But the rest of it, I don't know. I hope this is the last of the information that comes out on Doc. For me, yeah, okay, well, I don't know why he's having these types of conversations with biological men, but Doc was clearly in a dark place nearly 10 years ago. So if he's been living a righteous life for the last 7 years, are we really supposed to be, we have to allow for some grace, some forgiveness. And until I see those chat logs from Twitch, I have to reserve judgment because I know how many people were coming after him. So if it was really just stupid locker room talk, okay. If it was really, hey, if there's grass on the field, play ball stuff, then I'm officially done. But until I see them, it's really hard for me to be 100% sure. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it. If you haven't yet, subscribe or follow, and we'll talk to you again real soon.